Brighton thrashed Liverpool 2-1. Man U drew with Bournemouth 1-1. And Chelsea got thoroughly beaten by Everton in a game that ended 3-0. This is quite disturbing. In this video, we'll be explaining the challenges some of all these clubs had and then the consequence of these poor results. Let's dive in straight. Stick with us. Now, let's start with Brighton versus Liverpool. Recall that in the start of this season, Liverpool got their transfer market very wrong. Reasons why they are having the challenge they're having at the moment now. They sold their two key players, which is Diaz and Nunes. Guess what? The slot was interested in replacing them with a big name. And the reasons why he has problem he had at the moment now, Liverpool is not firing because they got their transfer market wrong. Liverpool relies solely on the wingers for high line and then high pressing against their opponent. Unfortunately, Salah current bad form and then Gakpo bad form is affecting them, so they can't be able to use their wingers, and then Liverpool is collapsing. Their top four dream is shaky. To be honest with you, Liverpool making this top will be a problem, but the consequence is that Slot likely will lose his job if he doesn't make top four. He will lose his job. Let's dive into Man U. Man U actually is an interesting club because since Carrick stepped in, took over the helm of affairs from Amorim, Man U performance increased. Man U performance came up to top notch, which is what is expected. But guess what? Man U begin to have challenges now because of the form of Mbeumo and Ahmad. The form drop of these two players is actually affecting Man U performance because they rely so much on some of these players to be able to get results and get wins. And then secondly too, the club did not find any alternative. The coach has not gotten any alternative to replacing these two guys. The reason why, if you check that game, Mbeumo was sub because he was not performing. Ahmad was not doing anything, he was not firing. And then Kuna, who should have done more, is not actually giving that much number, even though he helped them to get a penalty, but he's not getting numbers they want to get because they actually bought these guys so much money. This guy cost Man U a lot of money. Man U spent close to 200 million to get all these players, but result is not coming in. If Man U did not make top four this season, big crisis, and then they cannot afford not to go to Champions League this season. They must have to win. If not, that will be a very big problem. Now, let's proceed to Chelsea. Almighty Club World Cup holders. They are the current champion of the Club World Cup. But Chelsea is shambolic form at the moment now. Now, Chelsea is broken from top to bottom across every line. Now, Chelsea fans are actually furious with the Blue Coat, the Chelsea owners. They want them out. They want the coach out like now. And the truth is not far-fetched. It's very obvious because the club is not performing. And this is why they want them out. This coach Rosnio came in with the mantra, with the KPI to fix Chelsea problem, but he's not doing it. And I agree with Chelsea fans. One, he has not fixed the goalkeeper issues. Two goalkeepers they've got, there are two main goalkeepers, with Sanchez and Jorgensen, actually giving just what they want. They've made a lot of mistakes and they've conceded a lot of goals. He has not faced the shambolic defense problem he's got. If you notice properly, this man called Rosnio has been playing different defenders for each game he does. There is no consistency in the particular players he wants to play in as defense squad. He keeps changing and rotating them, and that is causing him a very big problem. He has not also fixed the problem of players' confidence. To be able to bring the confidence and come back to winning ways. The players have been very shambolic. They've been playing tired. They have not been putting their effort in this particular Chelsea project, which is a big problem. So if you can't do all this, and then that means there's no reason for them hiring you. But look, guess the disturbing part of this particular Chelsea issue. One is the fact that this particular Rosnio seems to lack that tactical finishing. He seems to lack that understanding of how football rules in England works. If you check, his formation has a foundation problem, a very big flaw. How dare you play two defensive midfielders when you're supposed to be attacking? It's not acceptable. You've got a lot of people at the bench that you should abuse. The likes of Santos was there. Why do you play Lavia and Caicedo? Disturbing means you don't want to attack. In a game, you should attack and win games. It's a very disturbing situation. And then secondly, too, his subs are actually very disturbing. This guy's subs doesn't show that he has all it takes to be able to, manage this Chelsea project. And it also seems to me that these players don't respect him because he's not giving them what they want. A big problem, And so he has to find a way to be able to bring back these players to limelight and give them result, and then get results from them. Because if you look at that game, especially the one for yesterday and that of PSG, you notice that the transition for Chelsea play is actually very, very slow. They keep so much ball at the back and they don't move. João Pedro was hardly fed to go and score, which is a big problem for this Chelsea side. So the coach has a huge blame to soak in this particular one. For the owners of Chelsea, the Blue Coat, the fans felt that he brought in an amateur and inexperienced coach for them. The reason why they're having the challenges at the moment now, that is what the fans feel. And I think I see into what they are saying, because emotions are involved in football, and these people actually want Chelsea to be winning, but they're not winning. They also feel that the Blue Coat actually bought inexperienced and immature players too. The reason is why they're having the challenge they're having, and that is true, because if you look at the back line, they don't have experienced players that can be able to dictate situations and be able to manage situations too. Chelsea is a very big problem. Chelsea top four pursuit is completely gone. They cannot, except miracle happens, and I don't know where that miracle is going to come from. So that's what it is. For Chelsea, they need to look for a way to come back to winning ways, which is very, very dicey. For Liverpool and Manchester United, they also need to find a way to get this particular problem they've got fixed. The problem is, who is going to get the top four? In the comment section, let's hear from you. We want to know who we think will get to top four among these three shambolic clubs that are not actually performing. Very, very disturbing that they are not performing. So let's hear from you. Thanks for watching our video. See you in the next one. Bye.